Welcome to part 2 of our interview with the founder and CEO of the Amber Group, Ambassador Dushyant Savalia. And in our part 1, you heard about the Amber Utech Launchpad, where 100 companies will be targeted in 1,000 days. Digital companies, startups doing their brand. But in today's interview, you're going to be hearing about the different groups and how they have expanded over the year. So the training was being funded by you?
No, the Art of Living Foundation was getting donations from workshops that we conducted in the public space, corporate space, which we used it back for courses in the prisons, etc., and also sustained me. I used to be on a $1,000 stipend a month until 2015 January, and when the reality hit that we spent more money than what we had earned as a foundation, and this is the same situation that the government sometimes goes into.
Yes.
You promise and give away a lot of things without thinking through the effect later.
Yes.
But fortunately we are in a good space as an economy, which I'm very proud of at the moment. But going back to my story, on 2nd of January I certainly realized charity cannot happen from an empty bowl. You need cash. You need money, you need wealth to do good in the society.
Yes.
That's what gave birth to the Amber Group.
And the group has expanded. Tell us about Amber Group.
So Amber
different
Group,
areas.
Sure. Amber Group is currently operating in about 100 countries all over the world. We are one of the fastest growing tech company in the Caribbean. We started with Amber Connect, which is our vehicle tracking. And this is what we were known for. And we've got thousands and thousands of vehicles all over the world now. It's one of the most liked, loved application built in our industry all over the world. We've got customers, I mean, you'll be surprised, all the largest fleets in the world are coming on Amber Connect now. After Amber Connect, we went into Amber Innovations, which is the strength behind all our group businesses and the strength behind the Amber Utech Launchpad.
I was just going to say that because you're pushing innovation since especially Jamaica was 86, you said, out of 130 odd.
Correct.
So you want to increase that.
That index, correct.
Continue.
And Amber Innovations boasts more than 1,000 software developers in-house. So that gives us the ability to develop software left, right and center for anybody at a very less affordable price and lot more innovative that we know of. You know, even today, we built more than 800 applications, 600 to 800 applications in 8 years. Globally, I still vet every single application before it's released, that if it has reached the peak of innovation or not.
You?
I personally, every single product that leaves our house is vetted by me, that have we done enough justice on innovation for that business that we're taking a contract for.
So now I feel a little bit guilty because when I went to Teachers College, my areas of focus were mathematics and computer studies. And I wanted to be a programmer. But I thought it was too hard because we spend nights in this computer lab till our hairs were white, literally, scalp and everything. But that's what you're doing, building out programs for different companies?
Correct.
Great.
After
so
that,
connect, innovate.
Innovations.
What are the
and
others?
Then third we started was Amber Fuels. Amber Fuels is a beautiful software technology for the petroleum industry. So imagine this Uber-like experience. You drive in, fill gas and leave. And your card is automatically charged, your invoice is in your app and you get reward points, etc.
That's what Amber Fuels is about? Cool.
And then we started Amber Pay because Amber Fuels needed a payment system. So then we thought, okay, we're going into payment, so let's build a big
So
payment
hence at the
landscape.
beginning, you say how you started up the business, you find things that people need and you needed to provide for them and the markets that you needed to fill.
Correct.
So there's a continuum.
There is an ecosystem that is adding on top of each other. Every business is feeding into each other's territory to give a nice ecosystem of everything. So I don't need to buy bread here and milk there and cheese there.
Some
I brought everything in one place. So
together.
as a,
Cool.
a customer, if you come to me, whatever you need is everything is in-house. And I'm fully
So
responsible.
you don't have to go source it somewhere else to provide it for
Not
me.
bits and pieces anymore.
What's next?
After innovations fuels, we started Amber Pay, which has become one of the most loved payment platform in Jamaica. We are a fully PCI compliant company, ISO 9001, ISO 27001, and we are not even on the stock exchange yet. Yet we've done all the governances that would be required to be on the stock exchange.
So how comes you're going to get the others on from the 100 companies in 1,000 days, but you're not here yet?
I want to launch them all out before I go public myself, because remember, once I go public, my decision making power also goes down.
Okay.
And if I go
Understood.
public now, I will not be able to make these daring moves.
Okay.
So I have to protect the larger
That's brilliant.
interest. I have to
First,
protect the larger interest
and
of
not so
Jamaica.
much.
And then once we've done all we want and we have filled the pot from all sides, I will list.
I asked you before why Jamaica, but I don't think you understood what I was saying. Why the love for here so much?
Why the love? I think Jamaica is a land which healed me, and I've said this before. I think when I came to Jamaica in 2012, March, I think, I was in not a very good place. I had divorced. I'd gone through a very, very sad state. I was depressed, not depressed really, but you're kind of little lost. You just changed your whole life and you're refinding your real purpose of life. And I think Jamaica healed me. It brought me back on my feet.
So that's where the connection comes
It
from.
it got me to love again.
That's
And I
good.
fell in love with Jamaica instead of another person.
Obviously, because you have been here for a while, and the dedication that I saw on Wednesday night at the launch, it spoke something else, because we have companies here, and yes, they're doing great, but some persons prefer to go earn outside. You're from all the way from India, and you're here, and you're trying to get us to be more innovative. You are trying to help persons how to develop their businesses and how to develop them well, and at the same time you want them to be able to make money for themselves as well as the business, and everything should be intact. That's good.
And remember, we also started the Amber Heart Academy a couple of years ago. We've already graduated 200 coders with full training. We gave them accommodation, food, laptops. We sponsored their entire training. In a year's time, they completed their coding training, graduated with NCT VET certification, and gone into the ecosystem of software development, that they can get employed a lot more easily than they were before in the state they were. And I think all we've done is found programs like this one after another that add tremendous value, tremendous growth to Jamaica, and that's what my passion is.
That's very good. So is there a next big thing for the Amber Group? It doesn't have to be here, anywhere at all.
I think we are continuously innovating. We're continuously looking at bigger opportunities. We are going to come out in the taxi space very soon. We want to bring Jamaica's safest taxi network. I mean, when I say a safe, I'm not
In terms
creating
of how we maneuver the road, or
everything from road safety to driver behavior on their vehicles to etiquettes to safety of the passengers.
And picking up from you, you look at areas that are best to be served, that will need things constantly.
Correct.
So you're always going to need food. You to me you're thinking of, okay, I need to get a restaurant to fill that. I'm going to need fuel and transportation. You're thinking about putting something in that area. Digital world is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you are feeding things into those areas.
And like I said, no, when we come into the taxi company, we're not taking away the jobs of the current taxi. We're going to take this ecosystem of current taxis of 30, 40,000 vehicles in Jamaica and uplift them to the higher standard. That is
So
the
you're not
effort.
going to create your own Uber or InDrive or something like that?
No. We will consolidate everybody into a single platform, so everybody can feed from each other.
Expound.
I mean, this is how we've operated across all our business. We don't go in and disrupt your business. We come in and aid your business to make it a lot more bigger. and better with more tech, with more security, with more safety, with more discipline, with more incentivization to the drivers, for example. If drivers had better incentive to drive better, they would, human beings are mostly driven by two things, either by greed or by fear.
True.
So if you have some fear, you will be very cautious. If you have greed, then also you'll be very cautious. So I think we need to tap into the potential of our people. We need to tap into what they really need to be better.
Look in that camera and say that again.
They're saying that we need to tap into our human reservoir in Jamaica, which is brilliant. We're the most creative people that I know of across the world. We are the most resilient people across the world. I think my resilience come not from my upbringing in India. My resilience came by being in Jamaica. I was a lot more weaker as a personality. I would be shaken like a leaf if something went wrong. Okay. But Jamaica actually polished that resilience in me and made me very strong as a person. We're a people of dare.
The little island, the little piece of rock polished you.
Do not underestimate this little rock. Okay. This little rock can be the biggest diamond cutter in the whole world. That's what I believe in. That's my taking from Jamaica. This is what I received from Jamaica. The strength, the valor, the courage, the dare that I could even go to Mount Everest and climb the base camp without any practice, without any preparation, nothing. I just decided I'm going. And that came to me, I think, and this is a part of every Jamaican citizen's life. We are all very daring by nature. It's all about giving the right opportunities now, finding the right solutions that can aid their day-to-day growth of their businesses or their earning potentials. And we focus on that. And like I said, which you asked me to repeat, is pretty much that if we take this human reservoir that we have in Jamaica now and just give them the right incentive, they will all shine. Nobody wants to be angry by nature. Nobody wants to be violent by nature. It's the circumstances. It's things around us that make us do something that is against our nature. So if we build the right circumstances around them, by incentivizing them, by giving them better tech, by giving them better opportunities, by more business to each of them, if all the taxi drivers had enough jobs all day, they will not try to rush from A to B so fast.
And wouldn't treat
and then we cuss them all the time.
Yes.
That look how is, but you have to think from that other man's perspective. If he does 10 jobs a day, that's all he can do, and then he has to pay a sum of money for this, for maintenance, for diesel, for the taxi associations, etc. So it's a lot he has to pay out too. And that's why he's on the road rushing as fast as possible. But how about we give more business across to the ecosystem? The public transportation is under a lot of stress. How do we elevate all of these problems and create a larger ecosystem of more wider spread of economy to every individual at a micro level? That will slow down this road rage that we see. It will slow down the crime that we see. It needs a lot of work. And like I said, no government can do this in 5 years or 10 years. It's a consistent follow-up of all of these best practices to uplift the economy that we've seen in the last 5 years. And we are a witness of the change of economic standards of Jamaica in the last 5 years. We are in lowest of debt. We are in lowest of unemployment. Everything is heading the right way. So if we just continue this path, in another 5-8 years, I think you will not see taxi drivers to earn that piece of bread as fast as possible to road rage on the road. It will change, but we all also have to be a little more sympathetic to our citizens. They're also under duress, and they're also under circumstances that is beyond their control. And we all need to be a little more sympathetic to each other and educate and grow together.
An extremely powerful note to end on. Thank you, Ambassador Dushyant Savalia. It was a pleasure. And please, when Amber Utech Launchpad has the first cohort and you're gonna have that live show, we want to be there. Thank you for taking the time, and thank you for loving Jamaica so much that you want to remain a part of us and build and help us to innovate. It was my pleasure.
My pleasure too. Thank you so much.